Everybody can see it.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that him?
What's the YouTube
Uh,
page?
it's gonna be the real
It's gonna
coach,
be the real
coach
coach
S Stokes,
S as in Steve, and then my last name Stokes.
and you're live now.
We're
Right.
live. We're live right now, big dog.
Okay,
All
hold
right.
on. Let me just get a few things. I'm gonna take this volume down so you don't get that, and then we're going to go like this. We're gonna copy. This is the link right here. Control V. There's the link
Just posted the link in the Zoom
in the
Zoom
chat.
group chat.
Okay. And all right.
You're recording already, right?
Yep. And I'll
All right.
share it on Facebook, so you guys will be live
All right.
on Facebook.
You ready, big dog?
Ready, man. Let's go.
Yo, hey man, thanks for joining. This is Coach Stokes House Boxing Academy. You gotta stay ready, so you ain't worried about getting ready. And we definitely staying ready with today's very special guest. I'm gonna let you guys know who it is. He is the former WBA Bantamweight World Title Holder Champion, no other than Fast Eddie Cook. What's up, big dog? How you doing, Fast Eddie?
What's going on, bro? I can't call it, man. Just trying to maintain, stay active.
Bro, you looking good, man. Real talk, you looking good, man. Hey, and the reason I'm saying that because you can tell that you living your life correct, properly. You don't look beat up or thrashed. Nothing against, I mean, you know, being a fighter, man, it deteriorates our body, man, over time. But you looking good, brother. I did some snooping, man. I'm gonna let you know I did some snooping. I went around and searched everything. You were doing very well, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to do something, man. I actually celebrated a birthday yesterday, so I turned 54 yesterday.
Man, happy belated birthday, big dog.
I appreciate it, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, Eddie, can you let my listeners know out here on the West Coast, man? How did you get into the game of boxing? What started? What initiated everything?
Oh man. See, I started boxing in 1980, so you probably weren't even on the planet then. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm born in '73. I was only 7 years
Oh,
old.
you was already on the planet.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
I take that back then. Yeah, I started in '80, man. And actually, I started at Paysdale Boxing Club in St. Louis, out in St. Louis, well, actually in Paysdale, Missouri. And I was just following some friends of mine, to the boxing gym. And like my first year of boxing, I was 19-1. So I just stayed with it after that. The reason I was able to, become 19-1 was because in St. Louis we always had either smokers or tournaments and things like that. So they kept us active. Unlike now it is today, it's kind of strange that they don't have that many fights today though. But like I said, I just stayed with it after that. Um, I remember when I lost, like when I had my first loss at the end of the year in 1980, I had my first loss, man. I used to go to the gym on Saturdays and Sundays. I would be the only person in there. I would actually go to the coach's house to get the key. I would walk to the coach's house, pick up the key, walk to the gym, open the gym, train Saturdays and Sundays, and I would, walk back and give him the key, and I would walk back home. And just I was just so committed because I had never lost before, and I had a good winning streak and things like that, man. And of course, this is my amateur years. I never lost, man, and I just stayed dedicated. Long story short, as an amateur, I became #1 in the nation, #5 in the world. I fought in the '84 trials, '88 trials. I didn't make the team though, but I had the opportunity to actually fight in trials and stuff. And then let me see after that. See 19. Let me see when I joined. I joined the military in '86. I joined the military in '86. I actually stopped boxing. A lot of people don't know that. In 1986, I quit boxing.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I tell a lot of these young cats, boxing is not a race, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. And me myself, I took a little hiatus myself, just like you, and you came back. Let them cats know exactly, you stopping and you coming back on. It's not going to derail anything.
No. Well, actually, let me tell you, it's kind of strange how it worked out. So in '86, I quit boxing. So I had a son on the way. So I joined the military. And I was at Fort Dix, New Jersey, my basic training. And I received a phone call. I remember, I forgot, let me put this in, that during that time when I was boxing, they had a program called Operation Gold. And in Operation Gold, you essentially had to stay like 1, 2, 3 in the nation, and you have to always be in shape and just be on call whenever they wanted you to participate in um, different types of tournaments or international bouts and things like that. So right. I'm in the military now. I get a call from Ken Adams. Ken Adams calls me in Fort Dix, New Jersey, and we had a conversation. And he basically said that, look, when they ask you what duty station you want, you tell them that you want to go to Fort Hood. I go, no problem. So I did my basic. Then I went to Virginia, Fort Lee. I did my AIT there. And then I got stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. After that, I was in my station for about. I was in my duty. I'm sorry, I was in my my company for about 3 weeks because they had to do the paperwork and things like that. And then I was placed on the Army boxing team.
Okay.
So I boxed for the military. Let me see. I boxed for the military, and after that, after I got out the military in 1990, so I did 4 years. 1990, I turned pro. I went to Las Vegas, and Ken Adams, he was actually my pro coach as well. So he was my Army coach, and then he turned out to become my pro coach as well.
I am a historian when it comes to boxing, and definitely when it comes to those teams. And during that time, '88, the Army, the Army is always. All right, so I'm a Marine, so we was always going at it with you brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it was always the Army and the Marine Corps. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. That team was stacked, man. Y'all had Ray, y'all had Al Cole, y'all had y'all had Hembrook too, right? Anthony Hembrook.
We had the Army, but he was at what's that base in North Carolina? Fort Bragg. He was at Fort Bragg. Yeah, but he was in the Army though. But yeah, he was at Fort Bragg.
No, y'all had killers. So my thing is this, man. Just you making the Army team, period, shows that you was a badass. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think like the military, we go fight and you're gonna be going to war. Yes, that's what we do. We protect this country, but at the same time too, if you are good enough, just like you were and like how I was, you can represent your country in more than just one way, in more than one facet. So go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Pick back up what you were saying.
No. You're absolutely correct on that. Yeah, because just to make the Army team, it's not a cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? You have to definitely be selected. And just to make a military team, period, you have to be selected. And like I say, in 1990, I turned pro. I moved to Las Vegas. Let me see, my first 12 fights, I was 12-0, 12 knockouts. In 91, I became the USBA bantamweight champ, United States Boxing Association bantamweight champ. And then
for Diego Avila.
Diego Avila, right. That was my first 12 rounds, actually.
How was that fight?
I remember Adams asked me after the fight, he said, could you have gone, remember, they used to go 15 rounds, right? So he asked me, could you have gone another 3 rounds? I was like, man, no, I could never know. There's no way I could have won another 3 rounds. But that was my first 12 rounds, man. I was in shape for 12 rounds. So mentally, I was in shape for 12 rounds. So I wasn't mentally in shape to add 3 more rounds on that, man. And it was my first 12. But after that, I probably could have gone 15 rounds because I understood the concept of boxing and how you could take out for rounds and all that other stuff. So, it kind of raise my acumen in terms of boxing and rounds and things of that nature. But that was 91, won the USBA. And then in March of 92, so that was April of 91. So March of 92, I won the WBA Bantamweight title. I knocked the champ out in 5 rounds. They say I broke his jaw. I'm not sure, but he was probably the hardest puncher that I had faced up to that time.
That was Israel Contreras, right?
Right, yeah, Contreras. Man, his grazes were hurting. You understand me, man? I'm talking about this dude because if you look at the fight, it doesn't look as though I was getting hit that much. But this dude, when he was grazing me, I was like, God, there's no way I'm gonna let this dude hit me, man. Flesh. So yeah, he was about the hardest hitting dude I fought against up to that time.
Champ, you was in what? How many ounce gloves were you fighting in?
We had those Reyes 8-ounce gloves, so those are puncher gloves.
You had the killers on.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So I fought him, won the title, and then I'm not gonna get to the politics of things, but I ended up in Colombia to defend my title. So I ended up in Colombia to defend my title, and that's where I lost my title in Colombia, South America, against what's his name, Julio Alicier. I think his name was Julio Alicier. And the crazy part about it, now I will tell this part of the story. The crazy part about it, man, is that the fight, the actual boxing ring was actually in a bull ring stadium, right? So we were upstairs, warming up and things of that nature. And then we went downstairs, came downstairs, and it was dirt, of course, because it's a bull ring stadium. So it's dirt, on the ground and stuff. So I asked Adam to say, hey, man, put these socks over my shoes because I didn't want to track any dirt inside the ring, man. So I get in the ring and he takes the socks off. And then you know how we do, we move around and jump around the ring, just to get used to the ring and things of that nature. Man, I went downstairs and around that ring. And I went back to the corner. I said, Adams, man, it's sand in this ring, man. So Adam got somebody's attention and he told him there was sand in the ring. So the guy he looked as though he was sweeping the sand out. I don't know. But all the while, everything was going on, man. They were singing the national anthems and everything. And the next thing I know, ding, the bell ring. So I'm already psychologically messed up because it's sand in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So where I'm from, I used to fight a lot. And I understood about street fighting and if you slip, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a wrap for you for the most part. So I'm psychologically messed up about this sand because come to find out the reason why they did that from what somebody told me is that because I was a puncher. So that sand would take some of the power off my punch because I wouldn't be able to plant successfully. And I was slipping. So if you ever see the fight, you'll see one of the reasons that it took me so long to actually pick it up is because I kept slipping in that sand. So, after a few rounds, I got it together and then I just went on and started doing what I had to do. But he got the decision. We both had to go to the hospital. I had a cut over my eye. This guy had 5 cuts on his face. He had 35. He had to get 35 stitches. He had to stay in the hospital for 10 days. He couldn't fight for 3 months. He had bruised ribs, and I still lost my title.
Whoa. Wait up. You did all that damage to this cat, and you still lost the fight?
And I still lost my title, and I was slipping in sand while I was doing it. I got an article on that, man. 35, he had 5 facial wounds. And if you look at the fight, because I was studying this fight, man, you look at the fight, I believe that they doctored that video up because the dude was messed up, man. He was messed up. He had all these cuts in his face. Bruise, kind of find out his ribs were messed up. He had to stay in the hospital for 10 days. He couldn't fight for 3 months. And I still lost. And I was slipping in saying, if it was in the States, it would have been a totally different story. Clearly, it wouldn't have went 12 rounds. That's a fact.
Did you get a chance to run it back, champ? Did you guys no match after that or anything?
No rematch, anything like that. And you know what? I wouldn't have fought me either though. After that damage, would you want to have would you want to give me a rematch after I did all that?
Yeah, you really gonna have to teeter-totter with the dark side. You really gonna have to think on that because that's what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
I watch videos of you was knocking cats out, not just in the pros, but you was doing damage in the amateurs.
Yeah.
And so this is what I want to ask, because you get a lot of young kids that say, I want to fight amateur and then I want to go ahead and turn pro. Or, I'm seeing a lot of these young cats that's turning pro right off the bat because COVID. If like they want to, their parents pushing them into pro. Can you let them know the importance of having a solid amateur background behind you, before you turn pro?
Yeah, it is important, man. You definitely got to have some type of amateur background. You know what I'm saying? Even I had to um, get myself out there, before I turned pro. I sent my videos to a couple of guys, so I had to actually promote myself, even with the stellar background that I had, national champ, ranked, I'm sorry, in the top 3 in the nation for some time. And I still had to shop around. So can you just imagine if you don't even have that background, how would you start? You know what I'm saying? It would be terrible. You'll have a terrible start, man. And when guys come to me and they tell me that they want to turn pro, I tell them no. I tell them the facts about it. Say, man, you're not gonna make any money starting off, especially if you don't have that background. You're not gonna make any money. And not only that, you have to get on television in order to really make some money. See, if you're not on TV, then nobody knows you.
Talk about
it. They don't know you. They don't know. So how you gonna make money? You know what I'm saying? Fighting in these ballrooms and in these different types of clubs and stuff. I mean, that's cool, but you have to get on television. It's imperative that you get on television to really make some type of money.
Hey, Eddie, let me ask you this. Compared to when we were coming up, and when you fought, I'm a little bit after you. I was fighting in the 90s. I fought in the 96 Olympic, trials in the 2000s. Okay. So I want to ask you this. What's the difference that you see today? Because I see everything is social media driven. Back in the day, like if you was popping off with somebody, if somebody was popping off with Fast Eddie Cook, they're going to make sure, okay, then, or you going to make sure I'm going to see you. And when you see me, you're going to have to deal with me right then and there, wherever it's at. Nowadays, everything's so social media driven. They're doing so much on social media. You know what I'm saying? It's a different world. So what is it that you see between these fighters from when you was coming up?
Yeah. Well, I don't, well, let me see this. See, I was never an internet gang because I wouldn't have that. So I wasn't an internet gangster. You know what I'm saying? A social media gangster. So like you said, I mean, you have to come and see me, or I'll come and see you. So we're not going to be on social media going back and forth. We're going to see each other. Not only that, it has become so commercialized, it's pathetic. And just in my opinion, I think that the best should fight the best. We shouldn't be putting in rehydration clauses and moving up to certain weights. What is that? You moved up to the weight. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You moved up to the weight. Why are you putting a rehydration clause in this thing? You moved up. He didn't move up. You know what I'm saying? Fight the best. If you're the best, fight the best. There's too many titles out here. Who's the world champ now? I don't know. It's so convoluted, man. I don't know who's actually a world champ. See, me coming through.
No.
I was we only had what? BA, WBA, WBC, IBF. That's all we had.
That's right. That's right.
So we knew who the champ was.
Yeah.
In terms of like undisputed. So that you can have 3 belts, and then another guy over here can have 2 belts. Like, but who's the champ though? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just real commercialized, man. And I think they've gotten away from the fact of this is actually a sport where, it's a boxing sport. But now it's all about money, of course, but it's so how can I say? It's so obvious though. It's no longer a sport. It's how much money can you make? Just how much money can you make? Not just respecting the sport of boxing. They've gotten away from all of that.
Big time. I see that. These top fighters don't want to fight the other top fighters unless they feel like they're gonna get a big payday, like you said. And I love Floyd. I love Floyd to death, man. But I feel like Floyd kind of tainted it to the fact where it's like, if you lose, then you really, you know what I'm saying? You really aren't a good fighter, or you can't go on with your career. And a lot of these young athletes saying like, you know, I can't lose and this and that. Back in the day, man, you could have 9, 10, 11 fights, depending on who you fought and how you came out. People will still come to see you.
Right.
Can you talk about that, champ?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I think see, everybody wants Floyd's money and his success, but they don't want to do what he did.
Yeah.
You know, he's a talented fighter, and hands down, dude's a talented fighter, man. But I guess they don't really understand that you know, just certain. Well, let me put it like this: boxing is so political that, you know, it is just it's just clouded the sport in terms of how you think about things. Case in point, because I'm trying not to give up too many secrets, man.
Yeah.
And start really talking about the negative aspect of boxing, you know, because I don't want to deter anybody from actually wanting to pursue their career in boxing. You know
but champ, you can be real here, man. You can be real, because people, they only see the end result. Unfortunately, they don't see all the hard work. They don't know what it's like. You dieting, anything can throw us off. Like you said, you know, you go into the ring and it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like they got sand in the ring and all that stuff. They don't know the littlest things like that can derail a fighter instantaneously, you know, or his woman saying something to him and it's like, oh man, you know, I'm tired of it. Man, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lose it. They don't see that. So go ahead, please be transparent.
Man, look, it's a tough sport, hands down. This is a very tough sport, man. You know, and you gotta have people around you who you could trust. I mean, really trust, because like I told this one fighter, I told him, I said, look, man, you are the product. You're the product, man. Nobody, so they can't make any money unless you fight. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to look at yourself as this, as that. And also, man, you got to look at it as a business. This is a business. That's all it is, man. It's a sport. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this professional side of it, it's a business. And if you're not at least, if you don't have at least a little bit of knowledge about business, they're gonna eat you alive, man. You're going to get eaten alive. You know, I've experienced some crazy stuff, man. You know, just coming up in the sport because I didn't know and I was trustworthy. You know, I trusted a lot of people because I thought they had my best interest, but they were just avaricious and you know, it's money hungry people, man. And they knew that I didn't know, so they took advantage of my ignorance and things of that nature, man. Matter of fact, I was kind of getting off the subject, but I think it's still well within reason. So I stopped boxing, and when did I stop? When 92, okay, 92, I lost the title. I couldn't get a fight. Look, I couldn't get a fight for 2 years. I was actually training. Yeah, man. I was actually training, man, to get a fight, but I couldn't get a fight for 2 years. So, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know what happened. You know, I was like, maybe somebody blackballed me or something like that, you know, but I couldn't get a fight for 2 years. So then finally I get a fight, right? I get a fight at the Great Western Forum in California. And I won that fight. And then I get a fight with Barrera, Marco Antonio Barrera. Now look, by this time I moved from Las Vegas to St. Louis. So I moved to St. Louis. And I had my original trainer, Marvin Millett, aka Coos, may he rest in peace. I had my original trainer training me, man. So let me tell the story, man. Look, this so I had a new management team, right?
Okay.
A new management team. And they called me while I was in St. Louis and they said, we got a fight for you. I said, okay, send me a video of the guy. See, I didn't know Barrera, send me a video, send me 3 plane tickets and the contract, because he told me how much it was, right? So I get a package. And look, let me tell you something real fast. I got all this stuff. I have like several boxes of information that I just keep. And so I got so much stuff that I can actually write a book about this. And I have the documents that can back up what I'm saying. Okay. So I get the package. In the package is a videotape, 1 plane ticket, and a contract that was not for the amount that he said. So, needless to say, I didn't go to Las Vegas. I didn't go to Las Vegas, man. I didn't go to the press conference or anything like that. So I get a call and he's like, Eddie, man, you didn't make the press conference. I said, look, man, I told you to send me 3 tickets. I the same thing about the contract, right? So now listen, here's some little information. It's kind of amazing how things work out, man. So I was talking to a older fighter. I had bumped into him, some months ago, and he told me that anytime I'll put y'all on the game here. Y'all probably know it though, but he said anytime a fight doesn't go on, barring any catastrophes, the promoter can get sued. So I was like, okay, all right. So he told me that right months ago before I received this contract that was didn't have the right amount on it. Mm-hmm. So I said, yeah, man, I need the other 2 tickets. And the same thing about the contract, right? So I get to Las Vegas, right? It was me, my brother-in-law, and my coach. We get to Las Vegas, man. And long story short, in boxing, you gotta sign your contract at the table, then step on the scale, right?
Right.
Okay, so I get to the table, and the table has a contract on there with the wrong amount. It was less than what I was told. So I said, no, I'm not doing this, man. I'm not doing it. And remember, my man told me months ago, he said that anytime a fight doesn't go on, barring any catastrophes, the promoter can get sued. See, there wasn't anything wrong, you know what I'm saying, outside of the contract that didn't have the right amount on there. Mm-hmm. So that's how I'm not doing it, man. So I walked away. So moments later, the promoter comes up to me, asks me like, Eddie, what's wrong, man? I said, no, man. My manager said it was a certain amount, blah, 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 and it's this is the amount on the contract. He said, well, look, your manager give you the difference, and then we'll give you this amount. I said, no, I'm not doing that, man. So he said, look, okay, just go ahead, don't sign the contract, just weigh in, and then go back to the room, and we'll give you a call. I said, all right, bet. So I signed in, made the weight, went back to the hotel room, and moments later, he gives me a call. He said, all right, we can do this amount. So I was like, all right, bet. So the contract went up, it went up $7,500 more. Like, where'd that come from all of a sudden? Where'd that money come from, man? Like, it probably was more than that. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So all of a sudden he pulls this out of thin air, man. So now mind you, I'm doing all of that and I got to fight that night. So I got a hard ball. I got to do this, that, and the other, man. But and then like I said, that night I fought Barrera. Barrera was pretty tough, man. I just wasn't in shape for that fight. Not taking anything away from him. I lost. You know what I'm saying? But the round that I got stopped in, if you look at it, I was actually going down to take one knee to get out the way. But prior to that round, prior to me getting stopped, I went back to the corner and I was like, hey, man, I told my coach, I was like, man, my back is hurting, man. My back. So my back has stiffened up, so because I always had back problems. Matter of fact, before I fought for the title, I had back problems. I had to get therapy for like 2 weeks before I was actually training and getting therapy for my back, man, because I had thrown my back out. So I always had back problems. But my back had tightened up with the Barrera fight, man. That's what one of the reasons I was like, I was like, man, I was just trying to get out the way. I needed some relief. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I need to, restructure myself. And then what's his name? Carlos Padilla, he stopped the fight and stuff like that, man. But I'm just saying, I had to go through all that craziness on a night of boxing because nobody had my back. Even the management didn't even have my back, man. They were just trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way I should have had to have negotiated my contract at the table. You know what I mean? But
that was one of the crazy things that you definitely saw and experienced in the sport.
You saying that was one?
No, that was one of the craziest things that you say you've seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got several stories, man, that I can tell. You know, because my whole life changed after I won the title. And it's like when I won the title, it's like I went behind a door. It was another door that I entered into. Like, wow. Hey, look, I'm telling you, when you win that title, man, it's another story. It's not
Really?
like, yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's another story. And me being in my 20s, I'm young, I'm wild. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not wild and crazy and doing reckless stuff, but I'm just, in your 20s, you know what I'm saying? You just out there at times, man. So I'm in my 20s, world champ. I'm experiencing stuff that I've never experienced before, man. And it was a huge learning experience. You know, after I lost my title, man, I was so upset. I was upset with everybody. How that whole thing went down. After I found out I really got played on that end, you know, people got paid under the table and things like that, man, to get me over there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was just so upset. I was actually just done with a lot of things. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know this, but I like to tell them that, like, I'm at my best when I'm upset, right? So what I did was I stopped boxing and I went to college. I wanted to continue boxing, but I was like, you know what? I'm playing with cats who have more education than I have. So at least I can get this education and somewhat be on a level playing field. So I went to college. I actually have a degree in history and political science. You know,
Good job.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I went to college, man, and matter of fact, I got hooked up in 1996 through one of my sister's clients. I got hooked up with a lawyer out in North Carolina, and in Charlotte, North Carolina. I drove down there, and I told him I wanted to get back into boxing. This is in '96 now. Now remember, nobody had seen me because I think the Barrera fight was in '94. Nobody had seen me for 2 years, right? So in '96, I go to North Carolina, meet up with this attorney, and he actually knew Emmanuel Stewart. So he contacted Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah, man. He contacted Emmanuel Stewart, and they sent me a signed contract and wanted me to get to Detroit immediately. Nobody had seen me in 2 years. I had been off the radar for 2 years, man. I was actually in school though. So I told them that I would get down there in the summertime, just in case things don't work out, that I could come back, finish school and things like that, man. So in the summer of '96, I drove to Detroit. I went down there, trained and stuff like that, man. But things didn't work out. So I just ended up coming back to Virginia and just finished school, man, graduated and stuff like that. But yeah, I actually had a deal with the Crocs boxing team.
I salute you, big brother, man, because you did besides the norm of most fighters, where it's like I'm stay and nothing wrong with it, but you went for more education, and that was something that I did when I got out of the ring. Where I was like, you know what, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be transparent as well. I went back to school because I was chasing my wife during that time, and my wife was like, "Hey, real talk." I was like, I called. I was like, "Hey, what you doing?" She's like, "I'm registering for school." And she said, "Something your ass need to be doing." And I was like, and then I looked at the phone and I started laughing. I was like,
right.
I was like, "Where you at?" I went down there and I enrolled, and just like you, brother, I ended up going to college, going back to school, and I ended up getting my degree in juvenile justice.
Okay.
So with that being said, man, I salute you, brother, man, because you know what I'm saying, you took your own destiny into your own hands. this is what I would like to know. Everybody always say, what do you feel like you did right, or they want to know the keys or the tricks of the trade. But what I would like to know from you, champ, is this: if you could do it all over again, what wouldn't you do?
I would not go to Colombia.
Wow.
That was look. So, I just wouldn't go to Colombia, man. But I believe everything happens for a reason. It was a huge learning experience, man. But yeah, I wouldn't go to. I would not have taken that trip to Colombia, man. He would have had to come to see me. But see, I didn't have a promoter, and that's why I ended up in Colombia. And I got a whole nother story about that promotion. But me getting dropped by my promoter and stuff, man. But that'll probably be on another Zoom call.
No, we definitely gonna do a follow up. We definitely gonna do a follow up in another month or so. We definitely gotta do that. But champ, I appreciate your time. What I would like to know is this: anybody that would like to reach out to Fast Eddie Cook, get in contact with you, what are your social media handles? If you have email, what social media outlets are you on? How they get in contact with you, champ?
All right, yeah, you can get in contact. Hold on, because I got quite a few of these things here. Yeah, you go to fast_Eddie Cook, or you can go to World Champ Boxing 18 on Instagram. Facebook, you just go to Fast Eddie Cook.
Got you.
So yeah.
All right.
Hey, let me put this little plug in real fast, man. I actually taught history for 14 years. I'm a retired school teacher.
Look at you, an educator as well.
Yes, sir. I'm a retired school teacher. I taught history for 14 years. So I continue to reinvent myself after boxing because it was like I said, it was a learning experience, man. And people think I made money. I didn't make any money in boxing, man. I made no money in boxing. I made money just, reinventing myself. I didn't get an opportunity to make any money in boxing, because I lost my title, my first defense. And then I got sidelined for 2 years. And you know what I'm saying? Then I had that one fight with Barrera. After that, I was like done with boxing. But yeah, I taught for 14 years. Let me see. I'm a certified personal trainer, weight loss specialist. I'm a fitness nutrition specialist. So I got like several certifications because I continue to reinvent myself. And also just being a world champ and just having that determination and drive to succeed, man. That's one of the reasons I was just able to continue to push myself. Because yeah, I've been through a lot, man. You can't see it in my face, but I've been through a lot after that boxing. And it took me a long, long time, bro, to really start trusting people, man. Especially after what happened to me in the boxing.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Eddie, I don't know if you thought about it, man, but I see you. I see you as a coach, man, not just as a coach within the box room, but a coach as maybe a mental coach for a lot of these young cats that's coming up, man, because a lot of them, they don't see the bigger picture. They think that, you know what, just because Eddie Cook's career was like that, just because Steve Stokes' career was like that, mine is not going to be that way. But then, unfortunately, you got to get that tap on the butt and realize you ain't special, or you may not be special. You dig what I'm saying? So, you ever thought about becoming, a mental coach for these guys? Because a lot of them need it, man. A lot of them need it.
I mean, that's something to look into, but I found out this throughout the years, man. Like people ask for my advice and things of that nature, and I used to give them my advice, and they didn't follow it, right? And I would get upset, right? So what I started doing is this: like when somebody would ask me for my advice, and I give them my advice, and I would say, "But you can do whatever you want to do," you know what I'm saying? Whenever I said that, you can do what you want to do, but this is my advice. When I added that to that, then I wouldn't get upset. In other words, I didn't have any ownership to that. So I mean, I give somebody some advice. I mean, if you want some advice, like I said, you can do whatever you want to do. This is just my advice. I helped out a lot of kids while I was teaching. You know, I taught middle school. I taught the 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. Then I went to high school. So like my students know me, man. They know me, man, and they know that I was for them. And you can tell when somebody's genuine. You can tell when somebody's genuine. And these kids are not. The kids that I taught are not stupid.
Yeah.
See, you understand what I'm saying? They just didn't know the curriculum. And that's a different story. Like, you don't know the curriculum, that doesn't mean you're stupid. You just don't know the curriculum. And you got to get past that learning curve, right? You know what I mean? So once they got past the learning curve and they understood it, then they start, blah, 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 getting the information. But they're not stupid. None of them are stupid. And matter of fact, real fast, when I taught middle school, and I didn't have a license. I was on what was known as a provisional license, right? I taught middle school, and I taught the 7th grade. And I don't think anybody's broken this record. They have what's known as I don't think they have them now anymore. Anyway, you have at the end of the year you have to take the what are those tests called? I forgot the name of the test. But anyway, I had the highest scores. In other words, I had the highest scores you can get on the test is a 600, right? I had 12 kids who got a 600. Nobody has ever beaten that score or beaten that record. 12 kids that scored a 600. And so because I didn't have a license, I couldn't really get recognized for that because I was in what was known as provisional. I had a provisional license, so I couldn't get recognized for that. And then, you're going to have people that going to hate and things of that nature. So they said I cheated, right, to get those kids to get the 600. But the thing is this though, man, it was one kid who wasn't in that room, because he had to be separated. So he was in another room taking the test. He got a 600. So nobody could ever explain that to me. Okay, how did he get a 600 and he wasn't in the room with me? They never could get back with me on that one, man.
They're not. It sounds like to me they swept underneath the rug, because that makes me angry, because like you said, these kids aren't dumb, they aren't stupid, man. It's the curriculum. And first and foremost, when it comes to our people, man, the curriculum was never set up for us anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're absolutely correct.
It wasn't. And they don't want to talk about these parents that's going out and paying people to cheat, you know what I'm saying, to get high test scores. They don't even want to talk about that, Eddie. They don't want to talk about that. Hey, but before we get off, man, I got to plug this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know about this is the Stryko. This is the Impact Trainer, created by my man, CEO, Ron Manley, out of Columbus, Ohio. Right. It's very innovative. I love this this tool right here. Eddie, you know about this. Use it as well, don't you, Eddie?
Yes, sir. Hey, listen. It's great for body work. Great for pimp. It's great for body work, cardio, and things of that nature. We use it in the gym. Actually, was that you and your son working on it?
It was. Yes.
Okay, man. Look, you actually gave me some ideas. After I saw that video, I was like, man, look at this little guy. This little guy is digging to the body. Like, yo, we really gotta use those tips and techniques, man. But yeah, the Impact Trainer is a fantastic tool to have, in addition to focus mitts and the tools that you use and things of that nature. So just something to add to the regimen to train your fighters with. It's a fantastic tool though.
Yeah, you heard it live. You heard it from a world champion himself. That's definitely been in the game. That's been through it all, seen it all, and done it all. Thank you, Fast Eddie Cook. I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to doing this another month out. I'm really looking forward to get you on my other podcast, which I have called The Roundtable, where I have other fighters on there and a couple other coaches, and we just talk boxing, brother. So I would love to get you on there if I can get you commit. I don't have a date yet, but if I can get you up there with your wisdom, man, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, yeah, you just got to get my number, man.
Okay.
So how can I get the contact and stuff like this?
Get my number from Ron.
From Ron, got you.
Get my number from Ron, and then once you get it, please text me, and that way I'll go ahead and put your information inside of my phone.
Yeah, that'll work, man. I give you the Batman line.
No doubt. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
We can get to that one, man.
All right. Hey, everybody, thank you for following me. Thank you for watching this live with me and Faz 80 Cook. I'm Coach Stokes, and we out.
All right, bro. Yeah, have a good one.
Hey, hold on.
All right.
How was that?